Hi, everyone, and welcome to Alma Story House, Parent Edition. And this week we want to talk about water play in our homes or apartments. Wait, come back. We can do this. Now, I know that giving your child a bucket of water doesn't feel like the smartest thing for you to do as a parent, but it's a lot of fun and it offers many benefits. For example, attention span. Playing with water is very self-absorbing. You're just kind of in the task, and there could be a lot of stimulus around you, but the activity of pouring and spilling, it just kind of draws you in, and the child really does enhance and increase their ability to focus on one task. Communication, think of all the language that can be spoken about when it comes to water: squeezing, absorbing, spilling, pouring, funnel, container. Just a lot of language development can happen. Now, this is not to say that we want to teach a language lesson when we're playing with our children with water. It just happens naturally. These are the words that you're using as you're playing. Oh, wow, we're about to spill the water. Or, if you squeeze the sponge, the water will fall. Or, another way of saying that, but it is not for a lesson. Another thing that happens with children and water play is just what happens with us with water play. It is a naturally soothing element. How many of us don't come home and just imagine ourselves washing away all of the stress of the day with a nice warm shower or a bath? And that's the same with children. Water just automatically, naturally has this ability to calm our children. They're cranky, they're stressed, they're irritated by something, and playing with water just kind of lets them put it away for a little while, and distract themselves for a moment. And that, who doesn't want that for our children when the day is stressful for them, to kind of let them put it away for a little while so they can revisit it later with language, or some other means to release that anxiety that they have. So water play, listen, I don't see what else to do but water play, because it just seems to have so many benefits. Now, what I do encourage is that you really talk to your children about the natural resource that water is, and that it is not in abundance in many parts of our world. And so you do not want to encourage wasting of water, even when we are playing with water. We are learning from water, we are exploring water, and we're going to use a small amount of water to do our playing. We're also not going to play for 5 minutes and then have our children see us dumping it, because then we're showing them that water is something we can discard. And that is not what we want to do when we do water play. We really want them to appreciate water, respect water, but know that we're playing with it, but that we really want to not waste it in the process. So putting them in the tub and just letting the water run is never a good idea. Having the children watch you dump gallons and gallons of water after 2 minutes of water play, it's not a good idea. So be thoughtful about how you introduce water play into the children's day. But enough said about that. Let's go see some of the tools that I found in my own home for water play. Now, you don't need much for water play, because all you need is water, really. But thinking about some of the things, if you are imagining next week that the children will be playing with water, thinking about keeping all of your bottle caps, the milk caps, the water bottle caps, the yogurt caps, the medicine caps. Now, you know your child best, and you know if they are still at that mouthing stage of their development, and you don't want to give them a small cap. You want to store the older caps. Now, you can see I have letters on mine because I have another activity for another day. I have little plastic fish from a fishing game that we lost the pieces to, but for some reason we have a couple of little fish. So it does take a little bit of hunting, but these things are in your home. So again, I've been saving my tops for a while. Sponges are also a really good thing. If you have 1 or 2 sponges, you can make a lot by just cutting them into little pieces and keeping some big, some small. Now, dollar stores are really great for things like this, but I say not even that. Don't even spend the money on a dollar store. So you have funnels in the home, use them. Perfect. This is a really great way to show a student or your child, why some things can go through and why some things can't go through. Size. And again, this isn't about a science lesson or a math lesson. It's literally just playing with your child, and when these things come up, you talk about them. Now, let's just say you don't have this funnel. Look, one of my water bottles, of course, this one's gonna get stuck on me. One of my water bottles, I cut a third of the way, and there you are. Turn it upside down, and you've got yourself a funnel. Didn't I tell you this was gonna be inexpensive? My half gallon of milk. Cut the top, keep the handle, pour. Now, this is a really interesting bottle, my Kool-Aid bottle, that I have because I get 2 toys for the price of 1. I get a container and I get a little bowl, both amazing for water play. I bought a set for ketchup and mustard, and then they had this really brown color. I assume it's like barbecue sauce, but I don't really eat that. So here's an empty one. Now, you can do ketchup bottles or food bottles that are interesting. I say keep away from anything that has a cleaning solution in it or even a shampoo. Don't do any of those simply because you don't know if they're being washed well or if you really are taking away that chemical from the plastic. With food, it's easier. You can just put it in warm, sudsy water and you can pretty much be confident that the food is over. With chemicals, you don't want to not be comfortable with what your child is playing, so just don't do it, okay? Now, we've got ourselves some slotted spoons because they can scoop, but the water trickles down, and that's really fun for them as well. A drainer, and lots of other things that I'm sure you have that maybe I don't have, but now that I've given you some ideas, you can say, oh, I could use that too. And don't forget our literacy, boys and girls, and everyone, parents, because it is so fun to read a story and then jump into a water activity. So there are a lot of books about water that maybe you can go into the library and say, well, we want to play water next week, so let me get some books on water playing, right? Read them with your child, and as you're making the connection, you come up with the activity and they'll love it. Now, how do you play with water? Well, I don't have to teach you because their child is going to teach you. Let's just take a look really quickly about what we could do with water. Let me grab myself a few things here. I think I have some on the floor already. Now, you clearly don't want to find yourself playing with your child in a high traffic area, because inevitably you are going to spill some water and you don't want to see another member of your family slip. So obviously keep, some, towel on the floor or something to protect that. Now, another trick is putting your child in the bathroom tub. And with just this, of course, not the running water. I already mentioned that that's not a good idea to let our children think that that's okay. But with the tub, they can sit in the tub. With this bin, they can sit in the tub. And that way they spill, it goes right into the tub. That means that they're in comfortable clothing, that you don't mind getting soiled, not their Sunday best. So here I have already some caps and some sponges. And there you are. And I have my Tupperware and my funnel. And I also have my tin. And these, again, you wash, you dry, you put them away, you write with marker that these were water play tins, so you don't want to use them for cooking in case you don't want to, but I don't see why you couldn't. And there you are. And you just play with water. And you talk about the water, the temperature of the water, the level of the water. You scoop and you funnel. You show them that a funnel is used to pour into a small opening. You talk about, why is it that you can have beans or rice in the water, and if you scoop, the beans and the rice will go through, but the other things won't go through. And you just transfer. You can put plastic flowers in there, plastic bugs, you name it, as long as it's plastic. Because of course, you don't want something cloth in there or something metal in there. It's not a good idea. So you see, not so scary, parents, to enjoy a little bit of water with your children. This is the time for you to have a great time with your child. Set it up so that you're not upset that, that they're wetting the rug, that they're wetting their nice clothes or their new sneakers. Prepare for the wetness. Prepare for the fact that it's going to be spills, and a little bit of messy. But if you prepare yourself for these things, then you won't be too mad about them, and you can really enjoy your children that way. So have fun, enjoy water, and see you next time. Bye.